Hello, I'm John Rice with Georgia Painting Contractors. We want to thank you for stopping by. Today I want to show you how to prep one and how to make sure that if you hire a painting contractor to come in your house that he does a good prep job. You have to come in, you look over the walls, you look around the area. The first things I usually do, I take my receptacle covers off. I take them off and I put them really where they're supposed to be, and I come out and get a bucket and I put them all in a bucket and put the screws so we don't lose them. Then I go around, as you see, there's a screw. I would take this screw out and I'd take and put some spackle in it and fill the hole. And if you walk around, and I go around and I check all the walls, and this is what you need to look for a painting contractor to do. Make sure like little dinks like that, you want some spackling in it. You got another one right here, I needed some spackling. And then you look above the door, there's going to be a crack right here. Now that's going to need to be filled. Okay, then I would walk back around and I'd fill them cracks. And I'd fill all that. Then I'd grab my caulking gun, which is called a caulking gun. I'd come over here and I'm going to show you a demonstration of a caulk line. You take your caulk, there's a little crack right there in the door. And you just put your little bead of caulk in there, take your finger, wipe it out like that. And that's going to give you a fine finish on that wall so you don't have that crack in there, because if you have a crack in there, it's not going to look that good. Then I would come over here, I'd get my sanding pole. This is called a sanding pole. You take your sanding pole, place it on the wall, you bring it up and down all the way. And what this does, it knocks all the little trash from the paint job that's on the wall. So when I go to put a primer coat on there and the other coats of paint, it will have a slick finish. You take and run it all the way down. I would do nice strokes like this, all the way down. And that would make it look real good, so when I put that coat on there, that you won't see them pimples or trash in it. And I stress that because that is really important in a paint job. If you ever walked in the house and you've seen a bunch of, you look at the walls and it's like a bunch of specks and there's like sand on the wall, and it just makes it look real ugly. My next step would be to take a broom. I take a broom and I come up to the walls and I sweep all that dust off the walls, come all the way down, and that gets all the dust and excess trash. And then when I get down to the bottom, I go around and I sweep all the baseboards all around there and get all the trash up. Because that trash is very important that it was up, this gets up. Now you need to look for that when you hire your contractor in cleaning and painting, because it's more cleaner area you got to work with it around paint, the cleaner paint job you would do. And after that, I usually take a mop and I go around and I would actually mop the whole area, the floor area, to get all the trash up, or dirt or anything like that, and give me a clean work area, because being clean and neat is very important in painting. If you don't have a clean area, you're going to do, 9 times out of 10 people get a sloppy job. My next step would be the walls. On the walls, you take a brush and you have to cut in all around your trim. You take your brush, you got to run your straight line all the way down. You take and you brush it out. And I would actually do that all around here, all around my baseboards. And around the ceiling, I would do the same thing. I'd go around. In my corners, go like this and you go all the way down. Now you need to look at that when you're hiring contractors to come in your house. Make sure that you're getting what you pay for in a quality paint job. On the next thing that you would do, we look for in a contractor, is roll. And when they're rolling, as you see, I brushed out a certain area. They're going to take the roller and you're going to roll it out. And you're going to make sure that that roll is real good, because if you pay attention, if it's a sloppy painter who have lines in it, you don't put a lot of pressure on your roller. You just let the roller work itself. And you roll it out all the way. Don't roll it too dry, but you just roll it enough to stretch it out that you almost got almost all the paint out of your roller. And when you do that, you won't leave no lines in. When it dries, it'll make it look real pretty. I'm going to go over a couple things that we just talked about. On an initial paint job, look for a good contractor. Make sure your light covers. Make sure they don't take these light, because some painters will just paint around them and they'll have when you take your covers off, you have a big thick line, or there'll be paint all over your cover. Make sure these are taken off. The next thing you need to look for in a good contractor, are they sanding the walls? Are they coming around with a sanding pole and sanding all the trash off the wall? If they're not doing a proper job. Next thing you need to look for, are they taking a broom? Are they sweeping up their area and having a clean work area? Clean work area is very important. Are they cleaning up after themselves? Does the work look good? Make sure they're coming behind the broom. Make sure they're mopping. This is a mop. Make sure that they are mopping their area and making it look real clean. The next thing you need to look for, make sure they do a good caulking job. Make sure they caulk all the cracks around the doors, around the baseboards, or wherever a crack may be, it needs to be caulked. The next thing you need to know is make sure all the screws and all the nicks in the walls are screws taken out, the nicks are spackled or putty to make sure all that's real smooth. And last but not least, you need to make sure that they have pretty lines when they're painting. Make sure your lines all through here are real nice, real straight. They're not wavy. And then you have the rolling. On the rolling issue, look for lines. Make sure that it looks like a real smooth finish. If you start seeing lines in it, you know that you're not getting a good paint job. If you can, just go walk around your house and see if you do got a good paint job. Look and see if the painter that actually did your last job, if there's lines in their walls, or if your line's crooked on your bases. Just take a look at that, and I thank you for stopping by and giving me the opportunity to show you how to look for a good contractor in your local area. If you like what you heard here today, I can send you 20 more videos similar to these to help you get a better understanding of how to hire a good painting contractor in your local area. Thank you.